Hello, my name is Susan Johnson. I am the CEO of the Danny Kendall Johnson Foundation. The foundation was formed in memory of our son, Danny Kendall Johnson, who was killed on March 24, 2016.
Growing up having a twin is probably a feeling that most twins can't really explain. You're born with naturally a best friend. You know everything about them, they know everything about you. You can't really lie to them. Growing up, we were super competitive. We would always try to outdo each other, which actually made us better and better competitors as athletes and better teammates.
My name is Desmond Johnson. I'm the CFO of the Danny Kendall Johnson Foundation, and I'm also the baby of the Johnson family. Growing up, it was me and all of my siblings, my older two brothers, who are twins, and I have an older sister. And a crazy fact about them, they actually all have the same birthday. And then it's just me. Nonetheless, growing up with them, it was nothing but joy and laughter. Obviously, you get into fights and tussles, but it all stems from a deep part in your body, which is love, which is your heart.
Dan, as we called him, that was his nickname, was a very fun-loving, smart, good student. And he loved to debate, whether it was with his siblings, friends, he was a debater. And I think that one of the things that holds dear to my heart was how he had a relationship with God. And every now and then I could see him just, even in a conversation, would break into a prayer, a little silent prayer, his own individual prayer. And then he'd go back into the conversation or whatever it was, if it was just a thought of something he needed to pray about.
Hi everyone, my name is Danny Johnson, and I'm simply Danny's dad. I'd like to start off by saying I hate that I am here. I hate that we're even doing this, but I understand that it's necessary. This is a mandate that was given to us by God in a way to remember Danny for the rest of our lives on this side of heaven. It took several years to move forward regarding what has transpired in our lives individually and collectively as parents and as having sons and a daughter. Years ago, we were blessed to have Brianna. January 23rd, 7 years later, we had Danny and Devon, January 23rd. On each of those days, I would say this, that I had the pleasure of going outside and holding Brianna up toward heaven. And as I looked toward heaven, I said, God, you gave her to me and I'm giving her back to you. 7 years later, I did the same thing when we brought Danny and Devon home. I took Danny out and I said, God, you gave me Danny and we're giving him back to you. A few minutes later, I brought Devon out and said, God, you gave me Devon and I'm giving him back to you. Likewise, Desmond. God, you gave us Desmond and we're giving him back to you. And as time progressed, God allowed us to have an awesome time raising our kids, especially Danny. Big smile, love people, love to laugh.
He was the MVP of the Magic City Classic defense. I think he blocked the field goal to win the game.
In the Magic City Classic, it was close to the end of the game with seconds to go. And as Alabama State attempted a field goal, Danny lined it up on the right side outside and rushed the kicker, diving, blocking the field goal. And that play in particularly won that game for Alabama A&M.
Sophomore season came around. He did pretty well his sophomore year. I had a better sophomore year than freshman year. And track season came and indoor season went okay. And outdoor season came and that's when the incident happened.
Wow, March 24th, 2016. That was a memorable day. It was the worst day of my life. No parent wants to get that information. No parent wants to get that call, but we received that call. And that call changed our life tremendously.
On that day, we woke up and Danny came down to our bedroom and asked me, Dad, he said, Dad, I'm fixing to go to Atlanta to see Brianna. And on that day, I got up out of the bed and walked down the hall and went in the garage and I hugged him and I kissed him. And I told him how proud I was to be his dad. And about an hour and a half later, I received a phone call that Danny was in an accident. And again, that day changed our lives forever.
It still doesn't feel real. So I guess I've just been trying to accept reality, but it's just so hard because you love somebody so much that you don't want that person to leave, you know. At one point in time, I even started to just lie to myself, just to say crazy things like, oh, he's just out of town, he'll be back, just to get me through the day. And I know that's probably not a good way of going about things, but everybody grieves and deals with grief differently.
We decided later on to start a foundation bearing Danny's name. And not knowing which direction to go, the Lord just began to lay on our heart what to do, what to call it. So we chose the things that best fit Danny. Number one, identifying the reason why he was not here with us today was due to an impaired driver. So there again, we joined MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers.
Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, because the accident that killed him was caused by a driver who was impaired with drugs.
I feel like people should take heed to that because not only Danny's life was taken, but a lot of other lives were taken before his as well as after his, sad to say.
One important accomplishment that's been achieved with the foundation was in changing the Alabama state law with the approval of the Alabama State Senate bill. We refer to it as Danny's Law, but it's actually called the Danny Kendall Johnson Act.
And lastly, we have the Danny Kendall Johnson Senior Scout Bowl. It's designed for student athletes without scholarships in the state of Alabama to donate to the Danny Kendall Johnson Foundation. They'll get an opportunity to participate in a Senior Scout Bowl here in Huntsville, Alabama at Milton Frank Stadium. It will have the capacity to give at least around 500 student athletes without scholarships that have exhausted their high school eligibility to participate in an all-star game here in Huntsville, Alabama. And we would love for these student athletes to come out and do some of the things that Danny enjoyed doing, and that was playing football.
And also, it just gives your high school seniors another chance just to strap those pads up one last time.
We would love to have you guys to come out to Huntsville, participate in this game, and see what we can help you move forward in your athletic endeavors. We want to be able to provide you this opportunity so we can make sure that you get everything you deserve as a student athlete. Thank you so much, and God bless you guys. And continue to support the Danny Kendall Johnson Foundation here in Huntsville, Alabama. Thank you.